What is up guys, and welcome to my PC build for the month of October. So this month's budget is gonna be 30,000 pesos or $600. Now at that price point, I think that's like the sweet spot for most gamers in my opinion. So at that price, you're actually getting a system that's relatively future-proof, can handle AAA titles 1080p max settings no problem, plus it can handle some intensive tasks like video editing. But let's say your budget is around $400 or below, or 20,000 pesos and below, then you can check out last month's build, which you can find right here. So without further ado, let's begin. So again, all of the prices of the parts are from Dynaquest PC, but for people outside the Philippines, then you can check out Amazon, eBay, or Newegg for good deals. Starting off with the CPU, we have an FX 8320E from AMD for 6,100 pesos, which is an octa-core CPU that can clock up to 4 GHz. But in the event that you do need the extra power, then you can always overclock it. Although it is a relatively old CPU, it is still an octa-core, then again overclocking is there if you need it. For the motherboard, we're going with the Gigabyte GA970 Gaming for 4,500 pesos. You have 4 DIMM slots that can support up to 32 gigs of DDR3 memory, plus the bonus here is that you have an M.2 PCIe slot in the event that you want to add a faster drive. Next up is the Zotac GTX 1060 6GB variant for 12,500 pesos for our graphics card. Now this card pretty much doesn't need an intro, as this is one of the most affordable and powerful graphics card you can get right now. You can check out benchmarks if you don't believe me, but this card can pretty much handle any AAA title 1080p max settings well over 60 FPS. Next up, we're using an 8GB stick of Kingston HyperX DDR3 clock at 1866 MHz for 1,700 pesos. For the SSD, we'll be using an Adata, so I'm not so sure how it's pronounced, but we'll be using the SP550 120GB SSD for 1,990 pesos, as having an SSD in a modern system is pretty much non-negotiable. For the hard drive, we'll be using a 1TB Western Digital Blue for the rest of your files for 2,290 pesos. So last up, we have the Tecware Mono, which is a mid-tower case for 1,100 pesos. So this case can support ATX and micro ATX motherboards, plus it comes with a 600 watt power supply. Although it is certain that the power supply may not be 80+ certified or even modular, but is more than enough for this build. So all in all, our build is worth 30,180 pesos or approximately $600. Just a little over 30,000 pesos. So an optional part for this build is the Cooler Master Hyper 212X CPU cooler, so that you can have a more stable CPU overclocking, which you can get for 1,840 pesos. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, or if this helped you in any way. Leave a comment if you want to share your thoughts on this build. Consider subscribing so that you'll be updated on my future videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.